Well, I have here is the new Mazda 6, facelifted Mazda 6 diesel. I think you can tell because they plastered the SkyActiv D all over. Don't blame them for that because a lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people doesn't. Oh my god, my gimbal is acting up again. Sorry for that. So I think I don't need to talk about the exterior because it looks damn good lah, right? Everybody has been clamoring over the Mazda 6 design, and the way they facelifted the front is amazing, right? It's brilliant. It just looks super good, man. Right, so they actually restyled the headlamps, and then the grille actually extends here. In the US version, right, if you can see this part, this looks like glass here. In the US version, this entire strip is light at night. Okay, it's lit up at night. So I'm not sure with the local one. Oh my god, my gimbal is just not doing a good job. It's not doing a good job. Sorry guys. It just went cuckoo, man. Wait, let me off it and try and see what is wrong. I really regret buying this Be Stable Cam Steady Gim 3 Evo shit. Yeah, it's damn crap. So I think this is still the best looking D segment car out there. It's very handsome. The side profile, how the lines run, is very handsome. Very sleek. Where most of them bulges up, this car is super sporty looking. Alright. Very good looking. Dual tailpipes. Real ones, mind you. And these are big 19-inch wheels. Yep. Very good looking rims. Sorry they are dirty, but the original color, when it's not dirty, looks really good. You get a large boot, not as big as the Accord, but it's still very big enough. I mean, to put whatever you want to stuff in. You get a space saver and a tire repair kit, air compressor and all that. Very good. This piece is a bit cut cost, huh? But it's Mazda. They want everything to be lightweight. Lightweight. You can pull this lever and then it will release the front seats. No, the back seats. Okay. It won't go down, but after you release it, you can come here and just pull it down. Alright? When you pull it down, it's flat and the opening is very wide. You see, you can see why Mazdas, they permit more road noise because they use lightweight materials. It's really thin. This part is really thin. I think it's like that thin. It's very thin. So they keep their cars lightweight so that they handle well. But unfortunately, it permits a little bit more road noise than the competition. Right? It's very spacious at the back here. Not as spacious as the both the Camry or the Accord, but acceptable. Alright, it's acceptable in terms of leg room, headroom, and I actually sit a bit slanted so it's comfortable. Alright, and that's the beautiful cabin of the Mazda 6. Alright, the build quality is superb. Let me show you up front. Wait, that's the door bins. Yeah, it's only a lubang. It's only a hole for a big bottle. That's it. Nothing more. Could have done better. That's the front. Let's start it. And I think everyone is agreeable. Mazda's new interior is just superb. The way they look and the way they feel. Very high quality materials, solid metal handles, very nice. Everything just feels very premium. High quality leather. Alright, you can tell when you touch them actually. These are high quality leather. And there is a bit of a ruby dark red tint to the leather, which adds a bit of sophistication. But I wonder why they didn't match the seat colors to this inlay, leather inlay. Is that the inlay or this is the inlay? Anyway, this is one nice metal strip that runs across here, which feels really good. Alright, and all the surface touch here is fantastic. You get a heads-up display, you get paddle shifters. This looks a bit basic, but it's a bit like Porsche ones, where these two are actual real dials, and then this one is an infotainment screen where you can, you know, browse through different information, but it's monochrome, it's not colored. Alright, and this is Mazda's MZD Connect system, which is super user-friendly, super duper user-friendly. It's touchscreen as well. Or you have this really high quality dial here that is almost milled from a billet of aluminium. I think it is, and it works the same as the iDrive, sort of. Alright, it's not as comprehensive as the iDrive, but it works really well, and it's so easy to operate. There's only 5 knobs, 5 turns to access everything you need, right? Navigation, and then it's fast. The visuals are really good. There's no visual lag. The whole thing is very cohesive. It is a good system. Okay, so you get a 12 volt here. There's a compartment which is rubberized, very high quality. And this part, this little strip here is nice as well. Dual zone climate control, all this. And then you get, oh, it's Bose sound system. Okay, it's not the largest glove box, but it works well enough. Okay, some cars couldn't even stuff their own user manual in. All right, the leather seats are good. You feel good. Very nice. And this part here as well. You get the USB ports here, SD card slot, auxiliary, another 12 volt. Very nice. And then you have these runners here where you can run your cable across, and then it's free running. Very nice. This part here, you can close this now. If you haven't noticed, this entire part is leather wrapped, and it's high quality and it's solid. Okay, unlike the Jaguar F-Pace where this whole thing shakes. Okay, and this feels good, rubberized. You can put your stuff here. It just feels very nice, very high quality. Okay, so that's the interior, and then you get a sunroof, right? Sunglass holder. I think it's quite small. If your sunglasses are those unique, you know, branded ones, Gucci or whatever, Aviator and all that, right? I don't think it will fit here. Okay, decent. Strap here. Oh, this is quite loose. Yep, that's the interior. Very nice place to be in, and of course this car handles so well, right? Okay, I think everything's here. It's a very nice cabin, and it's damn handsome, this cabin. It can be out of a BMW if I overlay an iDrive visual there. It's not the biggest, but it's well sized. All right. How do we determine well sized? As long as it's bigger than your smartphone screen, right? So it's nice. It's a very nice cabin. Buttons and all that feels good. It's high quality. It's a very well made cabin, except road noise actually permeates up the cabin because of all the lightweight materials and all that. Alright, that's the interior. I guess we're done. Now, when I mentioned this car drives well, alright, it's very different from the Renault Megane that I keep mentioning Megane. The Renault Clio GT I mentioned the other day. That car, when it comes to handling, for a front-wheel drive car, of course I know it's a hatch, right? But that car is magical. Magical as in the way that it doesn't understeer. You know, to a certain extent, a front-wheel drive car that doesn't understeer, or a car that doesn't understeer at all, feels slightly unnatural, because you would have expected to react, right? You would have expected gravity or physics to do its work, but when it doesn't, it kind of freaks you out. Then you like, wow, how come this car can continue cornering and cornering? Now, of course, this one is not as crazy as that. It's a normal front-wheel drive car. Of course, one that handles really well. And if you go too fast into a corner, of course it will want to push out, right? And but you get a lot of confidence from the fact that the steering is very, very connected. It is a very direct feeling steering. It is a steering that when the car reacts immediately, you know, and then the car doesn't hesitate when you want it to react. Say for example, if there's a sudden thing that you want to do a change of lanes and all that, there's no worries with this car because it is very direct and it reacts very fast. The body stabilizes very, very fast. Yes, I think that's the word. Whatever you do, the car stabilizes very quickly, and then you can take your next course of action. So this kind of car, it's they deal with it in a way that as you familiarize with the car, right? I wouldn't say you tend to go too fast or whatever, but you just feel that you have a lot of confidence with the car, be it fast or slow, braking or what. I mean, the car sort of disappeared despite the fact that it is very big, it is very long, but as you are behind the wheel, it's small steering wheel that feels great. I mean, of course, steering wheels, some of them are very thick. The girth of the steering wheel is very thick, so they give you the impression of being sporty. This is just about right. I mean, I know really thick steering wheels feel like, whoa, it's chunky and all that, but it might not suit certain people. I have large palms, but some people have smaller palms, and they will find it very difficult, you know, to hold on to a steering wheel that is too thick. This is just about right. And that's the thing with this car, you know, every single little aspect feels just about right. They feel just about right. Even when it comes to braking, as imagine there's a traffic light there and then you are braking your car to a halt, right? You kind of feel that the entire car does it together instead of braking the wheels and then your car's interior body shell does that, which it doesn't. It doesn't do that thing when you are going to a stop. The whole car does it together. So all these little things, right, are actually specifically engineered into the car, which you cannot tell from a brochure. You can never tell from a brochure. As I brake, you feel the car does it together. It's not like when you brake, the car does that, you know, front to back. When your car, like when you are accelerating, the car doesn't like do this, like, you know, it doesn't sit on its rear wheel and then accelerate like that. And then when you brake, it doesn't sit on the front wheel and dip the nose. It doesn't. So these are the kind of things that Mazda will go to the extent of doing that. Of course, each car maker has their different traits. I mean, this car is in no way as quiet as the new Accord, right? It is not as spacious as the Accord. And in terms of cubby spaces, this one is pretty much up there actually. They improved it a lot. I really love all these compartments and all that. And the most glaring thing about this car, being a Japanese mid-size or a D-segment big family car, the interior build quality of this car, the material that they use is super atas, man. It's super up there. I mean, if Mazda were to develop a digital cluster, can you imagine that would make this car look so nice? Of course, the clusters now are a bit rudimentary, I would say. It's very basic. But I can imagine that if they were to update the cluster with a digital speedo, then this car will be very impressive. And consider the fact this is the only car in the segment with that iActiv Sense thing. I know it's a Mazda term, but it is a cohesive safety system which comprises of your blind spot monitoring, all right, auto braking, and what others? Start, stop, and all that. When you are reversing, the sensing the rear cars and all. There's a lot of stuff going on in this car. So this is actually a very, very safe car. Full active safety, passive safety features, and you get a nice iDrive like infotainment system that is fully functional with navigation, with Bluetooth and all that. Sunroof. The camera that you're looking out from is mounted on the sunroof. I think it's the only car in this segment with a sunroof. So basically it's jam-packed with features, and I really love the interior build quality. So yeah, man, the car drives really well. I mean, all of us know about it, right? The car just lovely. Mazda did such a great job. And this interior, you have a look at this interior, I'm sure you can see it, right? This is straight off European premium car quality, this part, or Lexus for that matter. Yeah, it is Lexus levels of interior build. Not the soundproofing that Lexus has though. Yeah, but I can't be happier looking at all these things. It's just fantastic. It's a fantastic car. It is a fantastic car. The way it handles, the way it brakes, the way it accelerates, the way it saves petrol, and the fast shifting transmission. Yeah, I haven't mentioned about that. The transmission is fast. It's some sort of torque converter with some locking clutch plates and all that. So very, very clever car. Start stop. Kills off the engine. And damn, it's nice. The build quality and all that. Lovely. Of course, it's not like the entire car is Lexus quality. It's just this part. It's really just this part and the center console. The part where we interact the most with. The specs are very generous. Multiple 12-volt outlets, HDMI, 2 USB ports. It's very, very generous. And the switch gears are super upmarket. It's straight off European quality. Yep. Very nice. Every time when I got behind the wheel of a Mazda, a new one, and I can't stop being amazed with the interior build quality and the design of their cars. Because the way they design their cars now is that they just go full premium. They look like proper premium cars, right? You think about the Lexus IS, the ES, the Infiniti Q50 and all that, and this car perfectly sits within there because it just looks very, very premium. And then when it comes to the interior, it's also very premium. They have their own in-house infotainment system, which I think not many Japanese car makers are doing it. Honda started with theirs. Now, the thing is this. Of course, they don't intend to go full premium, right? They never had that intention. They just built their cars as well as they could. That's their new ideology, their new philosophy. But if they were to really implement a few aspects, that's a very noisy straight pipe motorbike. Why people even do that? Why do they even do that? It's so annoying. Why you want a straight pipe motorbike? Kapchai lagi. Anyway, I can't stop but wonder if this car, right, has the soundproofing levels of the new Honda Accord, the facelifted ones, then it'll be super proper premium. So far, because Mazda, they always want their cars to be lightweight, to aid handling, fuel consumption and all that, right? They sort of reduce the usage of sound deadening materials or soundproofing materials. That actually, what that means is that you get more road noise into the cabin than your equivalent Toyota Camry or Honda Accord. So that is something they could have. That could be something that they can improve upon. So yeah, but the car just drives so well. The car drives very, very well. And this is the diesel variant. It's powerful. It's powerful as well. And the brakes are very good. The brakes are good. They're not just powerful, but they bite in a very linear method. A very linear manner, so that it's very easy for you to judge. It's very easy to modulate the braking and work with the car. So this is the kind of car where it puts an emphasis on driving enjoyment. Yeah. But the thing is this, even if you've even if you got married, you have kids, you have an adult life to carry on, it doesn't mean you should stop having a little bit of fun when you're driving. And if you love driving, perfect. This is one of those cars. This is one of those cars that just, you just smile. It's just like, wow, 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 wow. You know, the way they sit into a corner, the way they turn, the way the steering feels, every single thing, every little bit of it, just makes you smile. It's just so nice to drive. Given that this is a very, very big, I mean, in Malaysia, this should be regarded as a full-size family car. Of course, in US, they call it mid-size or whatever. But this, in Malaysia, is actually a full-size family car. This segment might not be as wide as a 5 Series, but actually they are every bit the same size. Alright, in terms of interior room and all that. The Camrys, the Accords and all that, they're huge. And I always like going this road because from here, sorry guys, you get to see KL in its absolute beauty. Beautiful, right? The row of trees. It's a bit cloudy today, foggy. Where if not, you'll be able to see the Banjaran behind. That's where, you know, Genting and all that. Behind the buildings, it is beautiful. Coming up from Taman Desa towards KL in the morning, we get our own exclusive lane, and looking at KL this way is just beautiful. And then where the sun rises from the east, so we're actually heading north now, and the sun rises from the east, and then here we see KL in its absolute glory. And I have nothing to do. I'm just out here for a drive. It's morning 7+. So yeah, I mean, we all work, we live, but as a car guy, if you're not a car guy, you should just watch something else, right? As a car guy, we enjoy driving. We really enjoy driving, and we just like how cars feel. They bring us places, right? And you see, it's funny, there are a lot of non-car people drawing parallels from, I mean, they say like, oh, cars depreciate, cars cost me money fixing, whereas a house, you know, they always compare a car to house. That's a very, very wrong comparison, because our cars are like our shoes. They bring us places, they make us money. Yeah. And there's a very common joke from car guys is that you can sleep in your car, but your house can't bring you places. Right? And yeah. Having such a car is just amazing, because not only it serves your everyday usage purposes, but to a larger extent, it doesn't just appeal to the left brain, it appeals to the right brain as well, because the car drives so well. Um, it's a fantastic car. This Mazda 6 is just amazing. The way the brakes feel, even the way the brakes feel, you can tell it is nicely calibrated, so that that Jinba Itai thing is not a joke, man. Because you really feel the car responding to every little bit of movements of your feet and your hands, and it is just that lively. This car, very nice for its size. Oh, it's so lovely for this kind of size to drive in this manner, and the way it is. I mean, the way it competes with the D segment, right? And then the slender profile of the Mazda 6 is. Love the way this car drives, man. I love it. I love it. Damn. It is so nice. Even the way the brakes. I mean, I love to test cars. I mean, especially how they react when you brake hard, right? So, and especially when you are going through a bank curve, you know, and then when you apply heavy brakes, and then how the car reacts is very important. It tells a lot about the car's handling. Some cars just go unsettled, you know, they just got unsettled, and they went into like a panic mode. Great cars like these, they drive so well. This car drives so well. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing? Oh, and this is the diesel. This is a diesel. It's a diesel without the typical diesel lag, and it's a diesel that performs